All right. Quiet on set, people.
Places.
Here we go.
Hello, and welcome to
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Henny.
with your hosts, Shannon,
You want a beautifully painted stool for your balls.
Sally Ann,
I'm having me a little Malibu Boo and Diet Coke.
and Andy.
She turned into Sandra Clark from 227. She was
Featuring Shiloh,
I'm not menopausal, but I'm hot all the time.
Eva,
When I run into that cell right, girl.
and Adrian.
You got a wiener former.
Hello. Now, I don't know if you saw this or heard this, I guess. The new song, when it starts off, it sounds like Another One Bites the Dust. Is that a sign to come that we're about to bite the dust?
no.
Okay.
And
All right.
let me go ahead and correct myself. I told a horrible fib last time.
Oh,
Yeah, we are not approaching 2,000 downloads, views, and listen tos. We're approaching 3,000.
3,000.
Mhm.
Yay.
Wow.
Shocking.
Mhm.
Shocking.
Kind of scary. I don't know, but
Yep.
and very shocking though.
Right.
Very
That's a lot.
shocking.
That's
yes.
a lot of wasted hours, isn't it?
I
3,000.
know, right? Bless
an
them.
hour.
Bless them. Yeah.
Listening to us talk.
Kids, we're at number 6. We are at number 6
We made it to
episode.
6.
We have made it to 6. Half a dozen.
Woohoo.
How is everyone?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Well, we have a very, very special guest co-host tonight, Miss Becca Wheeler. Hello,
Woo-woo.
Becca.
Hey, Berka.
Becca.
How you doing?
You're not right. How you doing?
Good.
Can I interrupt the way y'all said, Burka and how you doing?
Mhm.
Andy, that's a good time for you to explain who/what Henny is, because I had a question from my friend Kristen. She was like,
Oh,
what does Henny mean? And I was like,
I'm going to defer to Shannon because I have no idea.
Why? Why me?
Because you're the one that added it.
You're the
The
show
Henny?
producer.
You added it to the end of the title, though.
I did. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's just
But
another way. It's just another way of
it's just
saying
honey, right?
It's honey, except it's
Okay.
henny.
I love
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that none of us really know. We're all like, what?
Well, let's remember that we agreed to do this show after probably a few cocktails. So that's probably why we don't remember why the name even, right? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah. So
I'm glad
yes.
you addressed that because I wondered, but I felt like it's probably something I should know, so I didn't.
So Kristen,
yes.
there you go. None of us really know.
It's
It's just Henny.
Just another way of saying honey. So there you
Henny.
go. Yeah.
Henny?
Plus, it's 5 o'clock summer was already trademarked. I'm
Oh,
sure.
no
So
doubt.
that's why-
Of course.
Yeah.
We had to come
And
up
then
with
that gives
something.
us the nice little acronym of IFOSH.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's right.
that's true.
right. How is everybody today? Well, I got to admit something. I had a little bit of dental work at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So Andy, and I've had a couple painkillers. Oh,
Sweet.
look who's making a guest appearance.
Look who made
Uh,
guest appearance.
Mhm.
Mwah.
So if I start to slur, Andy,
Mhm.
both of us
We'll
will
take
just
over.
slur in a
We'll
bit.
take
Yeah.
over.
I don't think I have that.
Painkillers and alcohol, though. I don't know if that's a good mix. Just letting you know.
It's a winning combination.
You're
I
a
don't-
cheap drunk tonight, is what you
Yeah.
are.
Right. If
I
I
don't-
pass out, just let me sleep. Okay. Just turn my camera off and let me sleep.
Yep.
I don't think I have the MS slurs tonight, so
You don't at all.
we're doing good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's everybody drinking? Becca, as our guest co-host, what are you having this evening?
Well, so I wasn't gonna get a cocktail because
But you felt peer pressured? Is that what's
yeah,
that?
I told Andy I'm a little bit nervous about this. I don't know why, but I thought a cocktail might help me
Oh,
relax.
yeah.
And I also
Oh yeah.
this glass that I'm using, I don't know if you guys can read it.
Mm,
Got to get it in the right spot.
yeah.
Well, it says wine because punching people in the face is illegal.
Here, here, here.
I love it.
like
Woohoo.
it.
I love it.
Now, are
What's
you
it?
having wine?
Yeah, what is in there?
Pineapple cider with some chunks of pineapple in it.
Oh, yum.
Oh,
That's nice and fruity.
That sounds
that sounds
tasty.
good, doesn't it, Shannon? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds kind of good.
Huh.
I don't know if the cult will let me drink that, but it sounds really good.
Pineapple, probably not.
I have to check the app and see. That's what
Yeah.
What do you have, Shannon? Oh, wait.
Mm.
Oh, let me guess.
Mm. Same
Vodka
thing as
soda.
everywhere. Same thing. But I am
What is that?
a cup is from Great American Hero. So those of you that are
Oh.
from Dallas, there used to be a sandwich shop in Oak Lawn.
Oh.
The best
The
sandwiches
best
ever in the
sub
world.
place in the world.
And when you would get a drink, you always got one of these cups.
It's a
And
cute
so-
little cup.
Yeah, it's a cute little cup. And so I have about 1,000 of them in my pantry because, we like to eat
Yeah.
out a lot. So yeah, and this is in memory of the great American hero. May it rest in peace.
Yeah.
It's no
Okay.
longer there.
It's
Yeah,
a
very
it's a
sad.
bagel place now. Shug's
Oh,
Bagel.
so sad. So
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, SAP?
I gotta tell y'all, I had more to drink this weekend than I have in a while.
Oh, really?
So I'm drinking iced tea out of a very expensive cup.
Is that a
Um,
Stanley? Wait.
No, it's what you get when you with a
The
hospital
hospital,
stay.
yes.
So, yeah, this
I-
is several thousands and thousands of dollars right here.
Right.
So,
I have several of those myself.
yeah, I couldn't decide which one I wanted.
Right.
Though I don't know if this one's from Presby or from Baylor, but they're equally as expensive.
Yeah.
So
You have a collection?
I just have the two.
Yeah.
I just have the two.
Well, those two
Um,
alone are worth a lot of money.
They're both worth a lot of money. I paid my out-of-pocket max for this. So
There you
there
go.
you go. There you go.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm just having a little iced tea with some stevia. So that's
With what?
stevia sweetener.
Oh, okay. I thought you were mixing narcotics and iced tea. I didn't know what
No, is there a narcotic to mix with it that I don't know about? But no,
I don't
no.
know. Maybe. Okay.
It's just a little sweetener. Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Candy Beth?
Well, last week I had a honeydew and cucumber smoothie.
Oh
With
yeah,
a
he
little
was
bottle.
making his
With
alcohol
a little
healthy by
bottle.
doing it
It
in a
was
smoothie.
so good. Well, tonight I'm drinking out of the same cup. You got this.
Uh-huh.
And I blended strawberries, fresh pineapple, banana, a little vanilla almond milk, and some rum.
Rum.
Oh,
let me
it's
tell
like
you,
you're in the Caribbean.
Wow.
it's quite tasty.
That sounds really good. Yeah.
Wow.
I told you
Now-
I'm all about the
now-
fresh fruit.
Andy, do you
Love
have one
it.
do you use a big blender or do you have one of those small hand blender
I
things?
have a bullet.
Like a
Oh,
bullet.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
those are
Yeah.
nice.
Those are nice. Yeah.
And Andy, what's that shirt you're wearing? What is that
This
on your
is
shirt?
from the MS walk last year.
And
The
and
top
why do
50
you support
Well-
the MS Walk?
Well, I'll tell you. For those of you who don't know, hey, listeners, if you're just tuning in, I have multiple sclerosis. And last year, the top 50 fundraisers in DFW got a shirt, and all our names are on the back of it. I was number 3 last year. in the top
Nice.
4 with Metroplex.
How much
Only
did you raise
only
last
3.
year?
A little over 13,000.
Wow. That's awesome.
And you still have MS.
Yep.
Can you not trade that in for something? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, if you
look-
got that high, you should get rid of MS as a
Look,
deal, right?
yeah,
I kept the receipt, but
still
just-
nothing. Okay.
I was like, look, just give me a cold year round. That'd be great.
Sorry.
At least then
Sorry.
at least then I can still walk.
No.
Are you raising money again this year?
Yes, I just started last Friday,
Okay.
and I have
You should put your fundraising page out on the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. My goal this year is 15,000. It's a little
Mm.
lofty, but
Okay.
you know,
it can be done.
it's
What was
all-
the winning amount last year that we got to beat?
over 20,000.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Maybe not.
she got like this one donor, a corporate sponsor or a trust or something.
Cheater.
And I can't,
Yeah, that's
I can't.
she
Yeah.
wasn't going door to door like Andy does. you know.
Exactly. I'm respectable. I beg on Facebook.
He's
So-
always begging on Facebook. Repost this, like this, do this.
Mm.
There's a lot of begging
Well,
on Facebook.
I get paid for that. Facebook pays me for that. And my check this month doubled.
So
I got-
what?
I got $14.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So you
Did
could
that-
have one cocktail, basically.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that cover the fruit bill that went in the slushy?
Mhm.
That fruit
Probably
bill's pretty
not.
high right
That's
now.
probably high.
thanks.
Yeah. I don't know that you would.
Oh,
We got a
feedback.
little feedback going on.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all good. Oh my goodness.
Is that me? Is that somebody?
I don't
I think
know.
While Andy's looking at
That's
that,
me.
trying to figure that out, Shannon, I didn't comment on something last week that made me laugh when you were talking about the Heidi Klum thing, and I wear my
Yes.
sunglasses at night. You were like,
Yes.
I mean, Coy Hart did it. He did it best. He's Canadian. Like somehow the Canadian made it better or something. I don't know. You had to point out the fact that he was Canadian. I was like, I mean,
Well,
I know Canadians are known for being nice people. but-
Nicer. Yeah, they're nicer.
Yeah.
So leave
Yeah.
Corey Hart alone. I mean,
Yeah.
good God.
But you were like, he's Canadian. I'm like, okay.
Don't be mean to the Canadian and steal his music. God.
Oh Lord.
Really? And now
And I did
text-
hear that song the other day, thanks to you.
You
I
did?
did hear that song the other day, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Becca, when you hear this,
Excuse me.
it's when you drink.
I took my drink.
hmm
Take another just to be official.
Okay.
So, what did everybody do this weekend?
Who are you asking first?
Who are you talking to?
Berka, what you did this
Our
weekend?
guest, tell us what you did this weekend.
Pretty big weekend because I'm basically becoming a recluse and I don't get out of the house. This weekend, I actually was out Friday night. My cousin was in town, so we went to dinner with my cousin. And then Saturday day, I was hanging with Kenny. I took him to a belated birthday lunch. And then yesterday, I went and got a massage. So,
Oh, nice.
so it was a big weekend for Becca.
Good. That was a good weekend for Becca. What did you take Kenny for his birthday?
Chewies.
By my house?
No.
Oh.
Boy, you sounded so country right there. By my
By
house.
my house?
Oh my Lord.
Wow,
And I
where did that
helped.
come? Where did that come from? Wow.
Y'all remember that commercial, the Martha White
Yes.
biscuit commercial? And I helped. That's what you sounded like.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Where did
Sally,
you-
and what'd you do this weekend?
I
Drank
went
too
to,
much.
I drank too
Oh.
much. I went to Broken Bow, Oklahoma this weekend
Oh,
with a
right.
gang of folks.
Yeah.
We drove up on Friday afternoon, and it looked like we were going to be there for a week with all the stuff, all the provisions we carried, food
Mhm.
and beverage and such.
Yeah.
But we had a really nice time. It was a good weekend. We stayed in a really big cabin. It's nice. I had my own bedroom, king size bed. I got no
Nice.
complaints about that. But yeah, we had a really good time. We just hung out and drank a little, ate a little, played some games, went to a couple of local bars, and came back yesterday. So, but I did drink more. I just don't drink a lot anymore.
Yeah.
And we drank a lot. So
Did you see any wild animals? Weren't you in the woods?
No, there were some deer in the front
Mm.
yard apparently Saturday morning, but I didn't see them. There was
No
before I got
bears,
up.
no nothing bears or
Well, there
wolves or
was
anything.
there may have been some bears at the bars we were at, but no.
That's fair. That's fair.
No,
So you were in Oklahoma. What are the local bars like in Broken Bow or
well,
wherever?
we were actually in Hochatown, I think.
Oh, okay.
Emphasis on the ho of Hochatown. We started at the Hochatown Saloon, which was kind of nice, but apparently I didn't order one, but apparently the bartender did not know how to make a good martini, according to the folks who ordered a martini.
That's
That's
shocking in a saloon.
At the Hochatown Saloon, I just feel like, let them stick with what they know, you know. And then we went to the Hochatown Distillery, and had some more cocktails, and then we went back to the cabin and had some more cocktails. It was just on that weekend.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. It's any weekend. We could have easily done that at somebody's house, I'm sure, but it's always fun to get away from town and spend a lot of money. So
in the woods.
Yeah, in the woods.
And you feel like you're like roughing it in a huge cabin.
Yeah, we got out of Dallas, Yeah, right.
Let's go to the country, but let's get a big ass house to live in while we're out there.
But let's make sure we've got all the, more comforts of home than we have at home. So
right.
It was really nice though. Yeah, we had a good time. What about you?
So Friday we were nerds and we went to see Dune 2. So we were nerds opening day.
Nerds.
Yes. 3 hours. It's long. It's good if you're into that sort of thing. So I recommend it if you're a geek like me. And then on Saturday, Eva's shaking her head. She was with us. We went to Salina, Texas, which is north of Frisco, to watch the nephews play soccer and baseball. Yes. So
Salina. It's not Selena, people. It's Salina.
Salina, right? Did I say that right? It is Salina, right?
It is Salina. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, are Ryan and Polly building a house or buying an already built house up there?
They're buying an already built house. Yes.
Gotcha.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's up in Salina. But yeah. So one nephew is 9, one is 5. And you know, it's cute to watch them play sports, and 5-year-olds playing soccer, kind of running around, kicking a ball is fun. But I realized, that's a long way out there for us.
It's a long drive for y'all.
Us Dallas folks, right? And it got dark when we were watching the baseball game. I'm like, when is my flight back to Dallas? Because it's really late here in Salina, in Oklahoma. So, but it was good. And then softball yesterday, but I'll let Shiloh talk about that. So it was good. Beautiful weather.
Did you see any bears in Salina? You asked me if I saw any bears in
No, but
Broken Bow?
I saw lots of cows. There's still a lot of ranches out there. Yeah. So like farmland and stuff, which wow.
Oh my gosh. Do y'all remember when we had our Metasol meeting at
South Fork?
South Fork?
Yes.
South Fork is not that far from me, actually. Really? Yeah, it's over.
It always seems so much farther now, but now everything's built out. It's not that far. It's actually
it's probably 15 minutes east of me. Not that far at all.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of that, is Ellie one of our listeners?
God, I hope so. I do.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But let's not.
But yeah. Where's the drink noise? Where's that drink noise?
Right.
Andy, what about you?
Well, Friday I went to happy hour with a couple of friends. Saturday I got a new battery for my car.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah,
wait, let's expand on this just a little bit. So who changed the battery in your car?
My home health person.
Yeah, his home health person changed his battery. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the description of home health, it's not car repair.
Look, you had that old man change your car battery.
If I have errands to run, that was the errand I needed to run.
And I'm like,
did he
know
offer
how?
or did you ask him?
No, we talked about like a month ago, and then I started getting, shots. My flu shot, my pneumonia shot,
Yeah,
and what did I do last week? I can't remember.
shingles.
I hadn't done. I'm gonna do that this Saturday while mom and dad are
Okay.
here. Um, so he said, "Well, let me know when you want to do it. What Saturday you want to do it, and I'll bring my tools." So he brought his tools, and we did Saturday.
Okay.
That's it. And then Sunday. Um, oh, I went out with my softball peeps for a little bit, well, a long bit, and we had fun.
Yeah, so just back on the car repair thing, which I think is hilarious that your home health person did it. But so I get an update whenever, because I'm Andy's contact for his home health. And so I get an email every day after they leave, like, here's what they did.
Yeah.
I'll have to go look and see if this one
Was
says
the battery on there?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look because it's usually like cooked breakfast, did this, took him to an
Basic
appointment.
car repairs.
I'm like, really? And then I said yesterday, I was like, so he knew how, and he goes, well, it's not that hard. I go, I've never changed a battery in a car. I don't know how to do that. So
I love that it's not that hard. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's not, but I'm like you, I've never done it. So
It's easy to change car battery.
how many have you
I've
changed,
done it.
Andy?
2 or 3.
Have you? Okay. Okay. Fair
I sure
enough.
have.
Yeah.
I sure have.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'll be looking to see what else that you asked them to do on your home health.
I'm interested now.
Well-
Maybe we need to make that a new segment every week.
Right.
Like
What-
what
Right.
extras are home health doing that aren't
Well-
really home health related?
Well,
Right.
I'm getting ready to release one of them.
Why?
My Saturday one. I don't need the Saturday one.
Now that he's changed the battery, he doesn't
Yeah.
need him
Oh, yeah.
anymore.
Just
Mm.
Tuesday, Thursday is good. I got
Mm.
the rest of the weekend and
Mhm.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
How are the
Okay.
2 new assistants working out though that you hired?
Well,
What are their names again? Stephanie and
Stephanie and Mildred.
Mildred.
I had to let them go on Tuesday.
already
Yeah.
after a week?
Yeah.
So we've gotten rid of Carol, Margot, Stephanie, and Mildred, right?
Yes. So I decided to rehire Carol and Margot.
Oh golly.
Had they gone back to the steno pool? Were they back in the steno pool?
One's a steno, one's in typing.
Why'd you bring them back? I thought they were terrible.
Because they are, but they know the routine.
Apparently they weren't that bad.
I don't have to educate them on my company and what we do.
What is it that you do?
Stuff.
Busy and important things and stuff.
Very busy work-related contract negotiations and stuff. Spreadsheets and coding and all kinds of stuff.
Spreadsheets and coding.
Oh golly. Oh.
So,
Well, SAP, what are we celebrating this week?
oh yeah.
You know, I'm kind of down on the celebrations this week. I was a little bit disappointed when I looked. There just wasn't that much exciting. I'm looking right now. Today's National Sons Day for you boys. Did your moms wish you a happy Sons Day?
Oh, I don't know. I should go
Because they
look on
should
Facebook.
have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's well, tomorrow's National Multiple Personality Day. I guess we're,
May that fit right into that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a National Oreo Day, National Flapjack Day.
I guess if you have multiple personalities, you can celebrate with all the voices in your head.
All of them. I will say Friday or Saturday is National Barbie Day. And but since they weren't really big days, I will say the 2 biggest things I think today, and Eva may talk about one or both of these, I don't know, was Jason Kelsey announced his retirement today from professional football. So that's a big deal. And then Princess Kate was finally spotted out and about in London.
Yes.
She's alive. She's alive.
Yeah. And also this weekend is daylight savings time.
Oh yeah.
Is this
Unpopular
weekend?
unpopular
Oh,
opinion.
shoot.
I'm not a fan. So
Spring forward, right? We have to spring
Yeah.
forward an hour.
I feel like the
Who's
days
not
naturally
asleep?
get longer and shorter as they're supposed to, as the way God intended, and we've decided to go in and change that for whatever reason. And
Yeah.
I'm not
Didn't
a
we
fan.
do that? Didn't we do that for farming? Like Isn't
They
that
Yeah,
say
all
that, but I don't
reason?
think that's really it. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean,
Like, I'm not a farmer, so it doesn't really.
well, but the thing is, like in this part of the world, in the summer, in the heat of the summer, it doesn't start cooling off till it gets dark.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then by doing daylight savings time, it doesn't get dark until 9 p.m.
Hmm.
So
Ugh, I
here
hate
you go.
that.
But I think that's this weekend. But
Yeah, it is. I think you're right.
There weren't a lot of really exciting days. I'm like you, Shannon. Maybe the multiple personalities day because that's a lot of people celebrating. But
I know a few people that pop in my mind that can celebrate that.
do you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Do
But
those
yeah, I
people,
think Jason.
do those people
I think,
talk to you in your mind?
yeah.
No.
You mean real
No.
people,
No,
not
yes.
imaginary people.
No, they just send me emails and tell me they're gonna sue me.
They're gonna sue you.
Yeah, the Jason Kelsey. Well, of course, we have to
I
tie
think it
that
was expected though,
to
right?
Taylor
I mean,
Swift,
everybody,
right?
yeah, I think everybody expected the Jason Kelsey thing,
Really?
that he was going to retire. I thought he had already announced it, honestly,
Mhm.
but then I keep seeing clips of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we still want
We
to
can
know
ask
what kind of
Shiloh.
Shiloh will
And-
let us know, and then we still want to know what kind of surgery Princess Catherine had.
Yeah,
and
Yes.
March is Women's History Month.
it is.
Oh, woo woo, Becca!
Woo.
It is.
Shout out to us.
Celebrate your herstory, right? It's a herstory
Mhm.
month.
It's a herstory.
Shout out to all you exes.
Okay, let's move on to our over
what are
and
we moving
obsessed
on
with
to?
it. Over it and obsessed with it. So
Da-da-da.
I think we're gonna start with obsessed with it. So Becca, you're our guest co-host. You get to start with what you're obsessed with this week.
Okay, so I've got a current obsession and then I've got sort of a long-term obsession. Current obsession is last week I had a work dinner and we went to this new restaurant and it was so good. So I'm going back tomorrow for lunch. I haven't been able to think about anything except food at this restaurant.
Well, are you going to tell us the name of it?
It's Hugo's Invitados. It's in Irving.
Okay.
By my office.
Hmm.
It's so good.
Okay.
Where in Irving is it?
Shannon's like, I work in Irving.
I know. Is it Las Colinas?
Yeah. So, what's that street? O'Connor, maybe?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where like Cork and Pig is.
Yeah.
And it's in there.
Yeah. So we had dinner there last week and I saw it. And so we went to Pacific Table or something close to there.
That's good.
So
too.
I saw it. Yeah. Okay, Hugo's. All right.
But-
what kind of food is it?
It's like Latin.
Oh.
But it's very loud in there. So don't take a date or anything.
Days.
Or do.
You know, so but it was the food.
He ignores Timmy most of the time anyway. So that's,
Right.
you know.
Date. Wasn't a movie enough? Movie on Friday, that was enough for a while. So that's one thing you're obsessed with. What else? You said short term and then long term.
Long-term obsession is any crime drama that is in the UK.
I love them.
I mean, anything.
They do it so well.
Yes, and you know, we joke all the time that there's only like 12 British actors, and they all play in different series, but they are so good. I can't stop watching them. I even have a subscription to BritBox, and
Is it worth it? Because I've thought about it.
And if you get it, you have to watch Line of Duty. It is so.
I've heard of that.
So good. Like I was watching it, and there were times I would literally be like, and the dog. What's happening?
What's the Line of Duty? I'm gonna write that down.
My mother loves BritBox. She talks about it all. Like she's like, "Oh, I love BritBox. All the shows on BritBox." So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
that's a second endorsement from Pam, Becca,
Okay.
and Pam. So those are two experts on
Got it.
BritBox.
That's all you need, Becca and Pam.
There you go.
That's true. That's true.
All right, Sally, and what about you? What are you obsessed with this week?
What am I obsessed with? Well, this will follow last week. I talked about my speaker situation, how I have my
Yes.
little Echo speakers all over the house. So when I'm working, I like to listen to music, but I don't want it to be a distraction. And sometimes it is. A friend of mine turned me onto this. I don't know if it's a station or a playlist on Spotify called Hipster Dinner Party. And it is, have you watched Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
The music in Bridgerton,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
modern songs, but that's what it is. It's like
Oh,
the
wow.
best like background music when you're working because like I said, it's not a distraction. And if you get a call or something, you don't have like words in the background. But yeah, Hipster Dinner Party on Spotify.
And it's
Absolutely love it.
and is it instrumental with no words?
It's
but
all
you can
instrumental.
You can hear
It's
that.
all-
Okay.
It's all instrumental. Absolutely
Okay.
love it. Yeah.
All right.
You know
What
what
about you,
that's
Shannon? Oh,
you know
what's
well,
that
you know
like?
what you know what that's like. That's actually
What?
elevator music, right? Those old
Mhm.
songs that they
Mhm.
redo in the elevators. So
Fabulous though. It's fabulous.
It's slow tunes of the 40s.
Right.
Hello. Yeah.
But this is like, the modern music
Yeah.
set to
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
a string
Right.
I love that in Bridgerton when they
orchestra.
did
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
you're like,
it's
I
awesome.
know that song. Wait, I know that song.
It's really
Yeah.
good. I recommend it. So what are you obsessed with, Shannon?
Okay. So I watch some odd TV, not BritBox. I need to watch BritBox. So we started watching this one show called Formula One. Now we're totally getting obsessed with Formula One driving. Have you watched
What?
it? Do you know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
Oh my
I know
God.
it's racing. That's all
It's
I know,
racing
right?
Formula One cars, and it's these 10 teams. There's like Ferrari and Mercedes and McLaren, all these fancy groups, and they have 2 drivers each, and they go all over the world and they do these races. They did one in Vegas this past not too long ago, right? Through the strip. Did you see that?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we started watching this. We're like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then we got into it, and I'm like, wait, am I into racing now? I mean,
Now,
not
are you-
NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR's a little country for me, but Formula One.
I think I was gonna say it's still racing, but I do think there's a difference
Yeah.
in the people that are NASCAR versus Formula One fans.
Oh yes, you have it like going through Monaco, where you
Yeah.
know, not at
Instead of
Texas racetrack.
Talladega.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Little bit different crowd there, but
Yeah.
and it doesn't hurt that all of these drivers are like
Or good looking.
Italian or French, very good looking, very like, okay, well, that doesn't hurt either. So-
No, that doesn't hurt at all. Yeah.
So if you want to learn about Formula One, like remember I learned about rugby. I didn't know anything about rugby. So now I'm learning about
There you
Formula
go.
One. I feel I'm getting really global
pretty
on my
butch, yeah.
athleticism. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. Actually.
Yeah, in a global way.
In
Yeah.
a global way. I'm getting, more
like
global
it.
on my sports. Yeah. So check it out if you want to check out
Okay.
Formula One racing. Yeah.
How's it different from NASCAR?
Well, they're in different types of cars. They're in
Yeah.
Formula One cars. They're the
They're the
lower
little
ones.
cars.
Yeah, the little cars, the racing
I think
cars.
Shallow's about to comment. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, I
I can wait. We can cover this in the sports ball section.
Okay.
That gives me something to talk about. That's fine.
right. Well, NASCAR, I don't want to watch people drive around in a circle for 4 hours. I mean,
well, that's right. So that's why you watch this TV show. You don't watch the races. You see parts of the races, but it's about their lives on and off the track and all that, the drama that goes on.
And I got to
and all
write that down too. I got to check
All
it
right.
out.
Formula One. We just watched the last season. There's 6 seasons. So you can start with 1 or we just
Wow.
watched 6. Yeah.
Just watch the movie Talladega Nights, and then you'll see the difference between F1 and NASCAR.
You'll see the difference.
Yes.
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 Andy, what about you? What are you obsessed with?
well, this is nerdy. I'm obsessed with NCIS New Orleans. I got hooked on it. I watched an episode on Saturday and I ended up watching like 7.
Who's in that? Is that Scott Bakula?
Scott
Is he in that?
Bakula.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
It's
Did
really
he-
good.
Did he quantum leap into New Orleans? Is that
He
why
did-
he's on NCIS?
He did not.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's a really good show. It's different than the other NCISs, I think.
Aren't they about all the same? Solving crimes?
Yeah. And they're not British crimes, but they're crimes.
They're not as classy. They're New Orleans crimes.
No,
Yeah.
they don't drink tea and but
Shiloh and Eva, I hope we're not on NCIS New Orleans from our trip to
Right?
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Do they catch us on film doing anything we shouldn't have been doing?
At least one of us. I'm
Seriously.
sure one of us.
Not me.
but that's my obsession.
Okay. Well, I like Scott Bakula.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, Becca, what are you over?
So I am over, I'm going to call it people's obliviousness to their surroundings.
Preach it, girl.
When you're in the airport and you're walking at a steady pace and someone just stops in the middle and they're like, or
No respect.
it's so like, just pay attention. And so I was driving Saturday, I think it was, and we were at a stoplight and then the light turned green and then they just didn't go because they were doing stuff in their car. So we because of them, which throws me into a rage. Pay attention to people around you. Like if you're at a store and someone's trying to get something and you're standing there for 5 minutes looking, like just step out of the way. I'm just over people being
Or
oblivious.
people that stand in the doorway to a store, like talking to something, like they run into somebody and they stand and block the entire doorway and you can't get in and you're like,
Or
excuse me.
or they get off in the elevator
and just stand there.
and stop like 2 feet outside the elevator. Like there's
Get all the way out.
yeah,
Yeah.
move.
No, I hear you, girl. I'm with you on that one for sure.
I'm choosing to say that it's just, they're being oblivious and not just being jerks. So we're going to go with that.
We'll go with that.
You're so nice.
What about
The
you,
subtext
Kellyanne?
is they're jerks. Well, it's interesting that we talked about all these TV shows because I am kind of over, we all have gone to these streaming services and now it's like, oh, but now we're going to do commercials too. And now, if you don't want commercials, you're going to pay extra money. Well, we're paying for you because we didn't want commercials. But now it's just like having cable again. And I'm just like, I feel like we've all kind of been bamboozled with that. And now we don't know we want to be able to binge an entire series. And so we're going to just keep paying the ridiculous prices of all this. Because if you get all those streaming services, you're spending some money.
Expensive.
But it makes me mad the way they're doing the advertisements in them. And you can pay a premium to avoid the advertisements. But that's what I'm over.
Yeah, I'm tired of that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
I am over Andy Cohen.
I thought, well, there goes our sponsorship by
much
Bravo.
right?
Yeah, I know.
Now,
It's all about Bravo.
I will be
so.
the first one to admit that I love the opulence and the decadence and the bitching and catfighting of all the Real
Of
Housewives.
this show? Oh,
Oh,
not
yeah.
this show.
Yeah, of our-
Very similar, Shannon.
Bravo show,
Very
yes.
similar. Yeah.
And I get hooked on that stuff, but I also think Andy Cohen is going to be the downfall of women.
Oh, that's a big claim. That's a
That is a big
Mhm.
claim. I don't
Why?
watch any of them, so I'm not really, I can't
Well,
comment.
he highlights these women in all these cities, and he exploits their fighting and their bitchiness and their cattiness. It just makes women look bad. But
But he exploits it because it's there. I mean, they're the ones making women look bad by their behavior.
so why not have somebody that's not like that?
Because that doesn't
Why?
sell.
Boring.
Because it's not
Because
good
that's
TV.
boring.
It's boring.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they got Becca and I to be the real gals of Dallas, people, I mean, she said she's borderline recluse, so, and I prefer to hang out.
Becca, she's cleaning out her closet.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you've got to do something to
No,
get people to watch.
I
and
agree,
Quite
but
frankly,
I think
it's,
I think he's just phony and just awful.
I've heard he's not really a nice person.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Allegedly.
I don't like him at all. And every
Okay.
time I see him on Bravo, he pops up for a commercial or something. I'm just like, I hate you.
Okay.
but he's made a lot of money doing it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
he sure
Oh, yeah.
has.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Okay, so this week I am over, and we've all seen a lot of this, but particularly this week, oversharing of personal information on social media. This past week, I've seen 2 examples where I just had to roll my eyes and just say, why? Why do this? Facebook is the worst. First off, don't announce your breakup, don't announce your divorce on Facebook with a, I'm sorry to tell you, but we're getting a divorce. No, that's too personal. Tell your friends, tell your family. Don't put it out there for your 6,000 friends. We're getting a divorce. Through this hard time, please, please think of
Respect
us, blah,
our-
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, respect our privacy, but I'm going to put it on social media to tell everybody. I'm like, no. The other one, which is worse, is do not show me pictures of you giving birth to your child. I mean, in the delivery room. In the delivery room.
That's-
Like there's this slimy baby in this picture. And I'm like, oh, no. So gross.
Mhm.
That is oversharing. Show a
It
picture of the baby
is
afterwards.
after
But
it's all cleaned up and stuff.
yeah. And
Gross.
in like one of the pictures, you can see her legs are like, and the sheet where, I mean, you can't see under them, but you can tell it's from her. She's
Yeah.
taking it while she's giving birth. I'm like,
She's
hell?
able to take a picture while she's giving birth. That's
well,
impressive.
it's her 6 kids. So I think they
Oh,
just
she's
slide out.
popping
They
them
just
out,
slide
yeah.
out by now, right? It's like a water
Her-
slide.
Her body
Woo!
knows what to do at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But let me tell you something about the oversharing of like personal drama on
Yeah.
social media.
yeah.
I agree with you. However, if you choose to do it, I'm getting the popcorn and I'm doing a deep dive on everybody in your circle of friends. I'm just telling you.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, you've opened yourself up for me to do as much research as possible, and I will.
You make a good point. So like on this one I saw where they're breaking up, I went back to their page and I was like, well, I thought they were happy last week when they posted this one. You know, like
Right?
what changed in a week and a half?
When-
And now we're divorced.
Yeah.
and
When they're
moving out.
celebrating their anniversary and they're so lucky to be married to their best friend, and
Right,
they're,
yes.
yes,
Yes.
my forever wedding date.
Well, it's like
Gag. Oh
my
my
friend,
God.
my friend Trisha from South Carolina. She'll text me, "Are you following so and so on Facebook?" I'm like, no. She goes, "Oh, that's a batshit crazy person. Go
I
look at
love it.
Go-
I
go-
do. I
go
love
look at what
it.
they posted. They text you back."
It makes me feel so much better about myself. I'm not gonna lie. It does. And something else that people are doing now, I'm seeing a lot on the TikTok, is they are, virtual employees, and they are recording themselves being laid off.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think that's good for future job
Yeah.
possibilities that you're filming this. And yeah, they're recording their team's meeting with HR. They're like, I got an invite with, HR and the head of my department. I think it means I'm getting laid off. And then they just, I guess, have a tripod set up here and record it. And I
Wow.
don't think it's smart.
Andy, did Mildred and Stephanie film when you laid them off this week? Do you know? That's probably something you need to check out.
Their phones don't have cameras.
Their phones don't have cameras. Do you think Mildred has a camera on her phone?
She has a flip phone.
She has a flip phone. She has a
She has a
flip-
jitterbug. She has a jitterbug.
Oh my God.
It's
Okay.
it's a rotary landline.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Becca, I want to ask you, how are your 2 nieces?
They're grown-ups now.
You're good. Yeah. Ash is driving.
No way.
She's out in the big ugly world driving herself, which freaks Rachel out.
Yeah.
Rachel's a nervous wreck all the time. And Mara's doing great. She plays volleyball and she is very good. Like I watch her play and I'm like, holy crap. Sure. So
How old are they, Becca? I know one's at least 15 or 16, but how are
16, and Mare is about to turn 13.
Wow.
Wow.
Um,
Two teenage girls. Yikes.
do they have boyfriends?
or girlfriends. Hey,
Yeah.
So Ash did have a boyfriend. I think they recently broke up.
did she post that on Facebook when they broke up?
As far as I know. And Marin's not sharing any details about any boys that she likes or anything. So I'm not sure.
Or girls.
Or
Mhm.
girls.
Which one's your favorite? Just kidding.
I have 3 nephews, and I tease them about one of them being my favorite because he's the one that remembers my birthday and stuff. So
We should be
shout
your
out
favorite.
William. And his birthday is Saturday.
Oh,
So
happy birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, William.
he'll be 24.
Wow.
But yeah, he remembers my birthday and sends me texts, and the others who don't. So I tell him, I'm like, well, should
he-
there ever be any money,
Do they ever
Yep.
call you? Do they call you Aunt Sally Ann or just Sally Ann?
just sell me in.
Cool.
So anyway, but yeah, there you go. There's the family. Is it time for our sports
Sweet.
ball update? Is it
It
time
is.
to move on to that?
I think
It
it is.
is.
I think Shiloh, you got on here. You didn't have to wait long tonight. It's
Okay.
Coach Daddy with the sports ball update.
Are we going out of order? Eva usually goes first.
I
My
think
schedule.
We're shaking it up.
Yeah, we're
I actually
shaking
didn't look at the
Just-
schedule.
my
so I
schedule
don't
said
know.
Shannon.
Yeah.
Said Shiloh Shannon. So that's
I'm not sure. I didn't look at the schedule.
What?
Andy, he's not looking at the schedule.
I'm waiting until I get a trailer and a buffet. Like I'm not looking at the schedule until then.
Production spent 10 minutes on that schedule, maybe 5.
That tracks. I'm not asking for a theme song either because that took too long last time.
It did. Oh, my buttons.
It's
Oh.
it's our producer. He
Oh,
just
good
can't.
Lord.
He doesn't
We're
know
at
how to work
episode-
the board.
I
We're
think,
at episode 6 and you're getting worse at this, Andy.
Yeah. It's basically just sports.
I think I'm
There you
gonna have
go.
to let Carol or Margot run the board. Maybe.
I just
Will you
like
pay
it
him
last week.
overtime to work on Monday nights? So
No, they have to do it for free.
okay.
It's included.
Yes.
So we'll hit on Formula One since Shannon wants to talk about
yeah.
it. So it's really big in Europe. Like that's basically where it started. And so we've had one track in the US for a really long time in Austin, just outside of Austin. Then there was one in Miami, and I think last year they started in Vegas for the first time. And Candy, for your answer to what's the difference? So it's like NASCAR and all the NASCAR, like there's truck and there's car, there's different kinds of cars. There's like I think 3 or 4 different NASCAR. Like every race weekend, there's like 3 or 4 races for that weekend, but really only one is the important one. But like it's just a mile, half a mile, 2 mile track. That's it. There's going in circles. And F1, it's not like a circular track. Like in Vegas, they drove through the strip. Like in Austin, it's not a circle at all. It's like there's a bunch of turns and curves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little different, and the cars are different. And they, again, watch Talladega Nights and look at Ricky Bobby and whatever the Perrier guy was, and that's the difference. I mean, it's a different caliber. Like NASCAR here is redneck. Like you're going there for the weekend. You're drinking your Kurs and you're camping out in an RV. Like I mean, that's what it is. It's a different class, culture, everything. But yeah, I mean it's the main thing is the track's different and the cars are different.
NASCAR.
Which one's in Louisville?
That's NASCAR. So the only thing that's in the
with the horses, that's the one with the horses, right?
That's the one with the horses. Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm. He's being funny.
I don't know. I just like a hat. I just love a big hat.
That's a different kind of horsepower.
Ah.
I mean, that's where they get the horsepower from. Yeah, that's where they get horsepower from. But it's a different kind of.
I'm lost. I'm just.
Now,
just
is what's stock car racing?
Yeah.
So stock cars, it's a standard car. Like all the cars are the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is NASCAR a stock car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
most
the
of
one with
like
all the
NASCAR,
sponsors on it, right?
Yeah, and
All the sponsors.
like NASCAR has the trucks, but like the trucks are basically like the frame, everything is the same, and then whatever they put at the engine, like
Okay.
whoever sponsors them, like all of the like all the F1 cars, like if it's sponsored by Mercedes or whoever, they actually make the engines. Those are the engines that go in there.
Oh.
And when you watch the Formula One, the sponsors that are on there, they have all these sponsors.
Mhm.
They're very upclass. They're not like NASCAR where it's like Skoal and Coors. Like
You know
no
what?
Coors or Hooters or
You know,
I saw their
you're
one had Michael
advertising
Kors.
to your audience. So I mean that's
correct.
Michael
Well-
Kors, really?
Yeah, Michael Kors is the sponsor of one of those F1 teams.
Wow.
One of many
Yeah.
sponsors, but yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm watching CIS New Orleans.
So it's like Isaac Mizrahi for NASCAR and Michael Kors for Formula One.
Maybe. That's lost on Shiloh. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
If you said NASCAR has Plan B, and then F1 is something else, then I'd totally get that.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, Shiloh and Eva. Do y'all know Becca?
No,
Oh, yeah.
hi Becca.
I don't.
This
Hi,
is our special guest, Becca. She used to work with me and Shannon and Sally
Oh, okay.
and Roger.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When
Yeah,
we were
sorry.
when we were
when we were
children.
children. When we were children.
Wow, going way back. The early
Mhm.
aughts.
I mean, listen to
The
some of the
early
things you guys
aughts.
are over. I kept hearing "Get off my lawn" being yelled a lot.
Really? Heck yeah.
And Shannon, I did want to ask when you said you were complaining about people oversharing. I was assuming it was Brandon until you said there had been in a relationship, and then I was like, "Oh, that's not Brandon."
Well, that's
Oh.
Wow. Man.
Brandon's one of
But
our
I-
most loyal listeners.
I was gonna say now that I know he listens to the podcast, I can talk about him. Yeah. But
Well,
any other? Go ahead, Shannon.
You know, I had several people yesterday when we were out say, "Oh, I listened to your podcast,"
Yeah.
and I thought, "You do?"
that was
I
us.
had
That was me
I
and
had-
Shiloh
Yeah,
and Eva.
yeah. It wasn't me because I don't listen to it. It wasn't me.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was.
you know, I was with friends, with some of our mutual friends this
Mhm.
weekend, and one of them was like, "Oh, I listened to half of the first one,"
Which one was
and
that?
I
the
think I
other
know who it
person
was.
said,
I know who it was. I know who that was.
Amy?
and the
Yeah.
other
One
one was
on-
like, "I tried to listen to the first one. They're basically telling us we suck, both of them." So thanks, friends.
Well, they are
The
who they
first
are.
one, his name starts with R,
And ends in Audra.
and you'll have matching tattoos.
And from New Mexico.
And he's from New Mexico.
Well, he has terrible taste anyway, so I mean
He
that's
does,
fine.
yeah.
I mean,
This is
come
so. This
on.
is coming. This is coming from someone who, when we were in New Orleans, was watching late night TV, couple to throuple. So I wouldn't
I
take
think he
his.
was talking about that this weekend. Somebody was
Oh my
talking.
God.
He was telling
He
me
was-
about that show that we this
He was
weekend.
so
That's
obsessed.
funny.
He was so obsessed. I'm like, turn that iPad off. I want to go to bed.
Was he showing it to Hilly, trying to get him to look? This could be us.
Oh.
So, sports ball. Anyone ever any more Formula One or NASCAR questions before we
No,
move
you
on?
got us on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. We won't talk a whole lot about gay softball this weekend. The Legends team didn't have their best showing, and then the younger E team, half the players got hurt during the game, including someone who's on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm icing
I
my
think
legs.
they all pulled their quad, so I don't know. Yeah, that's the younger team too, so they should be more limber.
Right.
But in my defense, I didn't pull my quad stretching before the game. I actually pulled my quad
Pulled your quad
during
playing
the
the
game. During the game, I was like someone who'll go remain nameless.
I was told you did it doing trying to do a toe touch.
Oh right, yeah, more like a toe
I
tag.
figured it was
touch.
some kind of dance move. So
Dancing. So softball's in full swing, and then all of the other major sports, again, same thing. Nothing's really going on. Luka Doncic turned 25 last week, and he followed it up with a triple double. So little local Mavs news, and then the Rangers are in full swing for spring training. Again, I've got my weird Texas City Connect Rangers hat on, so the Texas looks like it's Detroit, but it's really TX.
How are the
It
Mavericks
does,
doing?
Yeah.
They're in 6th or 7th place. So the playoff format now, they changed it because of COVID. So it used to be the top 8 teams from each conference got in, and now it's the top 10. And the 10th and 9th seed play each other, and then I don't actually know. So like the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th teams play, and so out of those 4, only 2 get in. So it's kind of like the play-in tournament for March Madness. So that's kind of new as of COVID, but it's kind of interesting. So if you're not in the top 6, then you're actually guaranteed a playoff spot. Yeah, the
And you're
Mavs
going to see them
are
tomorrow, right, Shannon?
Yeah,
You're going
I'm
to
going
see
tomorrow
them
night. Yep. See, look how butch I am. I'm going to a Mavs game tomorrow night. I'm
Not when
talking
you say it
Formula
like that.
One.
Yeah.
You are
No.
so butch. It is
Are you wearing a
crazy.
cardigan?
A
You're not,
vest.
yeah.
He's gonna
Sorry.
wear a vest.
I mean, right now. What are you wearing right
Are
now?
you
It's a
are
sweatshirt.
you are you are you being forced to talk about this?
Should
I know your diet has changed, so
Should I blink twice?
Yeah.
That's the next step.
I think I can see the strings behind you.
Right. Y'all want to join my cult?
I need to.
So Shiloh, we were talking about Jason Kelsey's retirement announcement today. Was that a surprise or was that?
It wasn't a surprise. So after they finished playing, there were rumors where he was going to retire. He just officially announced it. Yeah, I don't really care about the Eagles. I think in general the city of Philadelphia sucks, but sorry,
Eagles
fans that live in Philadelphia.
Eagles fans are
Eagles fans are
awful,
horrible.
too. They're awful,
Yeah, they
but
are.
they love that they're awful. Like they're like we're the best
Yeah.
at being the worst. Like
They
they pride themselves on
their
that.
fans are like Michael Irvin ended his career, messed up his neck. He's laying on the field like paralyzed.
They're celebrating,
The Eagles
right?
fans are throwing batteries at him on the field.
Yeah.
And that's the city of brotherly love. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so he's retired. He's done. I'm sure he's going to take off. Like he does a podcast with his brother, and
It's a little bit more popular than ours, but
Just a little.
not much. I don't.
Give us time.
no one
Give us
on here
time.
is
We're
dating a celebrity. So
neck and neck.
Yeah.
SAP, step it up.
When do we
Me.
You can start dating a country western singer. Isn't that what Taylor Swift is? You have to start dating one of those.
Yeah.
Pop singer, country
Okay.
pop.
Let me see. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eva, who was that country singer that we kept seeing played at the door yesterday?
Ty
Is he
Herndon.
single? Yeah, is he
Oh,
single?
yeah, Ty Herndon.
gay.
Well, he's also
Oh,
gay,
yeah.
so that
Wasn't
might-
he on Star Search a million years ago? I mean, he's a little long in the tooth now, isn't he? I mean,
No, he's mid-50s.
He's like our age. Hold on.
Yeah.
a little long in the tooth.
I mean-
Yeah. I mean, if he was on Star Search back when Star Search was like a thing,
Yeah.
he's old. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, are you looking for May, December, or what are we if you're not going to date anybody in your age bracket?
No, I'm going to be like a man my age. I only want to date 30-year-olds.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's great.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Talk about.
Dude, I'm joking, but that's like men my age. That's what they're looking for, 30-year-olds. Isn't that right?
I got you.
Cool.
So
I think that's what Eva's looking for anyway, so that makes sense.
mine's the upper bracket. So
I'm looking to trade my 60 in for 230s. How's that?
there you go.
Oh gosh, I can only handle one, much less two. God.
Same.
Oh, I forgot he doesn't have headphones on.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can find
We're not
somebody
a Dello
famous.
podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
See if I can find somebody famous to date. Maybe that'll put
I'm
us
telling
up
you,
there with the
Go
Kelsey
power
brothers.
walking with Shannon one day on the Katy Trail, and maybe you'll see Troy Aikman. He's not
I've
married.
seen
is
him
he?
there before.
Yeah, I've seen him there too.
Yeah.
He's not married.
Oh, that,
I don't think he's married. No, I don't
he's
think he's
married.
I think he divorced
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
wife.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
sure
I
he
saw him
would be
with-
interested in me.
Sally, and I'll keep a lookout and I'll accost
Yeah.
him the next
Just-
time I see him. on the trail.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, you'll see him coming too because he's a mammoth of a
Yeah.
dude.
Big.
Can maybe if you
He's
pass him, maybe you
huge.
could just like airdrop him my contact information or something.
Got it. That won't be creepy at all.
Not at all. Not
We
at
do it
all.
at the remember we do it at the bar. Just randomly find an airdrop and just send him a picture of Sally Ann.
Well,
You're at the wrong
there's
bar
no need
for
to
that.
do that at the bars you go to.
Well, yeah, not you. Yeah. On the Katy show, yeah, definitely.
And if you don't want to walk Sally Ann, we'll just go to the ice house and have a beer and sit
Right.
There you
and
go.
watch.
Watch them walk. Watch them as they
Yeah.
walk by.
Right.
Say you want a margarita.
Yeah. Now, do I wear my Lululemon stuff to come down there and go walking? I
Yeah,
think
you have to-
that's a requirement, isn't it?
Kevin
Look the
said
Look
part.
like you're, yeah.
Look the
okay.
part. Look the part.
Yeah.
Lululemon pants and a sports bra. You'll be good
Ugh.
to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good look for me. So yeah,
That's the uniform.
yeah.
What else you got for us, Shiloh?
That's it. I think we talked about all the sports we could possibly talk
All right.
about in one day. Yeah.
Well, Eva, the floor
Yes.
is yours. Let's move on
I'm
to
here.
you.
I'm here. I do want to go back to something that we talked about earlier, or y'all talked about earlier, about days we're celebrating this week.
Yeah.
I have a big day on Thursday. It is my birthday, so I will be
I
celebrating
forgot
that.
to announce your birthday.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry.
Oh my God, you're turning 50.
I'm
That's
turning.
awesome.
Oh well, I feel like I'm 50. I feel like I'm 50. But I will be the big 4-3. So
That's mid
81 keeps
40s.
getting 81 keeps getting farther and farther into the distance, and pretty soon I'll be 50. My goodness. I'm just thankful I made it to 30. So anything after that is a blessing. So
Well, and
So
you
are-
did almost die a few years ago.
I did. It was
there's
touch and go
that.
for a while. It was touch and go. Good thing I was in the hospital, but I still think they tried to. I think Rick
Do you
kind
have one of these expensive water
No, I don't.
vessels
No,
too? Yeah.
no. I think Rick just tried to slip him a 20 and said, "Here, you
Just
do
go
the
ahead and-
rest.
yeah.
You know what
So
to do."
it is Pisces season. So
It is Pisces
and
season.
all of you Pisces are very emotional this month. Are you going to cry during this episode? Are we going to see an outburst or anything? Because
I'm. That's probably one of the reasons why I don't drink during these that much. Like last week I did, but I don't want to be
Yesterday?
a weepy mess. No,
Do you remember yesterday or Saturday?
I meant during the podcast.
Oh,
During the podcast.
sorry.
Oh no.
Charlotte's like, I
Drinking's what
called
gets me through the
BS on
day.
we have
no,
the charge. We have the charges on our
Yeah,
charge card to
yeah.
verify what that was yesterday.
Well, I need
Yeah.
to start doing what y'all do. Like when we say we're all leaving, not be coaxed into staying later than
You're the one
I
that
should.
coaxes people
You're
into
the-
staying
you're the-
later.
I
You're
do.
the you wanted to just one more.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I do. But now I'm getting a taste of my own medicine, and it's like just one more, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? And then at 12:30, I'm like walking in, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's 12:30 on a Sunday, and I have to work in the morning.
Yeah, that's the worst way to start the work week off, like hungover like that.
Yeah,
Is it?
I wasn't hungover, thankfully. So
Sometimes, maybe not.
yeah, sometimes, yeah.
That's why that's what our softball season is basically.
Yes,
Every
yes.
Monday.
Yes, absolutely. But no, so I just want to kind of give a preview of this coming weekend is Oscar weekend. So I just want to take the time to kind of go over the Oscars, maybe do some little few predictions on what we think will win. I don't want to go over all of them, like cinematography, girl. I don't know. It looks pretty, sure, good. And like sound editing and switchboard controls or something like I don't know.
You think
we know
Candy's
Candy's
up
gonna
for
get
we know
Oscar?
Candy's not
No,
nominated,
no.
so that would be the Razzies, not the Oscars. I'm sorry, Candy.
Wow.
But I wanted to kind of just kind of do the top ones real quick and kind of go over it because they are on Sunday on ABC. And I'm gonna send this. I have this cool little PDF file that I'm gonna send to y'all. So maybe you can do some predictions, and then we can discuss and see how we did. I think it's pretty much cut and dry though. Like I think it's pretty. I mean, if you've been following this season, not as much as I haven't been doing it as much, but you can kind of get the highlights of who is expected to win and who's won everything leading up to it. So, but for Best Actor, we'll start off with Best Actor in a Leading Role. We have Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, which I haven't seen, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, which I believe is on Peacock. You can watch on Peacock. Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. I'm going to go on a limb and say Cillian Murphy has this in the bag.
Yeah.
I think anything Oppenheimer is pretty much a sure thing.
I haven't seen. I've watched that.
I haven't seen it.
Well, here's the thing. Rick keeps wanting to watch it, and I keep telling him I cannot sit, even because now it's on Peacock. I can't sit there for 3 hours and watch a movie. But that's not no longer an excuse because last Friday I went to the theater.
You did.
And for 3 hours, I may have slept the first 15 minutes, but it was kind of boring a little bit, kind of exposition. Get to the good part.
Well, when
I
you
did
watch
wake up.
something at home, though, you can watch, take little breaks.
Well, yeah, I guess. But my break is more like curl in the bed and just fall asleep.
Okay.
But it does look interesting. And, it is sciencey, I believe. I mean, the atomic bomb, there is some science involved in that. So maybe I might be interested in it. I don't know. We'll watch it. Maybe we'll watch it this week and see. But he's pretty much a kind of a slam dunk. I mean, he's been winning everything leading up to this. And most recently, he won the SAG Award. So that's a pretty big indicator that he's gonna take home the gold. So
because that's typically an indicator of who's going to win, right?
Like I said last week, the SAG awards are all only voted by actors, and the actor branch of the Academy is the biggest branch, so it gets the most votes. And so even those who are like pulling behind, they can make up the difference with, you know, their fellow actors, you know, depending on, and sometimes it's split, you know, sometimes you have surefire winners that you think are going to happen, and then you have like unexpected, like Olivia Colman was the last one. I think it was a big shocker when she won the Oscar, because she didn't win anything leading up to it. And so so we might have some surprises. But I'm going to go with Cillian. For best leading actress, it's Annette Bening for Naiad, which is on Netflix. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller, I think is how you pronounce her name. She's got two little dots on that U. I don't know if anybody might correct me. For Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. Now, here's where I think might be a surprise. Emma's won everything leading up to it except for SAG. Lily Gladstone won the SAG Award last week for Killers of the Flower Moon. I was talking to Rick earlier about this. I think Emma might be the dark horse, although she has won one, which she shouldn't have won. That's just my opinion. But Lily Gladstone would make history. She would be the first person of Native American heritage to win. So I think that the best bet would be Lily. Although I haven't seen another 3-hour movie, which you can watch on Peacock, I believe, or no, Apple TV, I think. Apple TV Plus, it's on if you want to do it. And then, so I'm gonna go with Lily, but I might choose Emma as a dark horse on that one. So, which we want to see Poor Things. I heard it's really, really good, and it's very.
Yeah. Is it streaming yet?
It's not streaming. I just checked actually right before the podcast because Rick was like wanting to watch it, and but it's not streaming.
I thought it
yet,
was.
so.
Sorry.
Oh, is it?
On demand. Maybe it's on demand.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's on Amazon, or like you can purchase it.
You have to purchase
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, like you were saying earlier, I mean, we're already paying, you know, cable prices for all these streaming services. What's another $12 to rent a movie? But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lily Gladstone. I think they would be absolutely in the wrong for not giving it to her. But you know, I heard she's really good too. So, but and for supporting actor, we have Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. I've seen Barbie. I think Ryan Gosling was hilarious. But again, Oppenheimer's in the category. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to win. He's got the longevity, the career, the drug abuse, the rehab
He's got
years
a good story.
ago. He's got the good
story. Yeah.
He's got the good story. He's got the comeback story.
Yeah.
And I hear he was really good in Oppenheimer too. So
yeah,
I hear that we're all gonna. So maybe we will watch it.
Becca, who you got up there?
It's Kenny. No, she just
So yeah, I'm going to go with Robert Downey Jr. He's won everything leading up to it, so I think that's a pretty slam dunk. For supporting actress, it's Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, America Ferrera and Barbie, and Jodie Foster, Naiad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Now, this is where I think Oppenheimer won't win. As much as I love Emily Blunt, Divine Joy Randolph has been winning everything.
She's won everything.
Yeah, I think she's gonna take the gold there. America Ferrera, maybe for Ugly Betty, but not for Barbie. Sorry, if Ugly Betty were a movie. Although I love her, but yeah, and I think The Color Purple tanked, didn't it? Tank.
It
wasn't
yes.
It wasn't. I don't think it was as big as they thought it was going to be. But
was Oprah in this version?
I think that was probably why it tanked. I know she just produced it. And then there was some drama with the actresses and all that stuff or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they had a good press tour
Yeah.
of leading up to the release. I've seen snippets here and there of it, but I don't know the full story on all of it. So, and then just two more categories that I wanted to showcase with all the other categories that are up. Best Picture, which is the big one. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. And out of the 20 I just listed, which it seems like it's getting longer. I think, Oppenheimer's going to take it. I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to take that. And then Best Director, which is usually a big one. We have, let me see. I just saw it. Justine Triet for Anatomy of the Fall, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. This was where I think it might be split as well, because Yorgos Lanthimos has been getting a lot of wins, but Oppenheimer, I don't know. This might be an upset. So this might be the one with Christopher Nolan. So we'll have to see on Sunday. And now that I got all that out of the way, I mean, it's all about the fashion. I mean, come on. So we'll go over the winners briefly, but we're going to talk about the duds, the wins on the red carpet, and we'll be able to see who was flawless and who was awful. So
awesome.
But yeah, so just wanted to cover that real quick. And
awesome. So next Sunday will be our Oscars special.
Yeah. And go ahead, Eva.
Oh no, I was gonna say, do I need to wear my Barbara Walters
absolutely
pantsuit with my?
Maybe we'll make it a fancy. Maybe we'll make it a fancy night.
I can whip up. I mean, I have enough time. I can whip up a Barbara Walters wig. I mean,
absolutely.
Go for it. I was just going to say, Shallow, you missed in sports. You missed the story about Caitlin Clark. You hating on the women's sports.
I did. So yeah, she set the
pretty impressive.
Yes, for men and women, she set the
men and women. Yeah,
for
I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who's that?
Very impressive. Yeah.
Wait, for most points scored or
most points scored in NCAA Division 1, not Division 2, but Division 1 for basketball, men and women. She's the star player for Iowa. The one who got into it with the girls.
It was a little anticlimactic because it was on a free throw, so it wasn't
She did, and she's actually leaving school a year early to go to the WNBA. So she could have more, but yeah, she passed Pete Maravich. I think
that got from LSU, right? Yeah. Pistol Pete, I think that or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How many points did she score?
I want to say 40,000 if that's how much LeBron just scored. So it's not that. Yeah, I don't know.
A lot.
So this is cumulative. This isn't just in one game. This is like cumulative. Nuclear.
Yeah, for her career.
I don't know. Wow, and that's just 3 years of school?
3,650 points. Yeah,
that's what I was looking at. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just 3 years.
Or is it 4 years? Is she I don't know.
She's leaving. She declared for the draft, so I'm assuming she's leaving early. But I think if she would have had a COVID year. I mean, there's weird rules like you can have a
COVID.
She had 1 year eligibility, but decided not to take that last year.
Gotcha. So
anybody who was playing during COVID got an extra year, and like you can have a redshirt year, and medically you could play for like 7 years.
That ends this year, right? Then that's.
Well, yeah, because COVID was 4 years ago.
COVID was 4 years ago. So that should go back to that schedule.
Because like Mississippi State, there's a girl on our team that this is seriously her 6th year playing because of COVID. So
yeah.
Wow.
We're watching LSU softball, and there's a few COVID girls or girls that have one last year of eligibility.
Been around a while.
We can call them COVID girls. That's okay.
All right, that's all I wanted. I just thought about that after we passed it.
Yeah, you're correct. I did. Sorry.
Cool.
I won't apologize for the tennis comment, but I'll apologize for that.
it was worthy of being mentioned.
Yes, it was absolutely. I had it on my list until Shannon wanted to talk about F1,
and then it kind of got you
Whoever's
Right.
around,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an assignment actually for sports ball next week, and I want you to give us a little bit of do some research on this. So
Will you
our
remind me
friend,
next Sunday so I can do it at the bar?
yeah, well, our friend Michael, who I'm not sure if he's listening to the podcast or not, visited Panama this last week for work, and he sent me this video of pickleball, and I showed Shannon this yesterday, and I was just like, "What in the world?" Pickleball being played in a racquetball gym.
Okay.
So you're able to hit the ball over the net and use the wall to bounce it back over. So I don't know if this is a thing because I've never heard of it, but it looks very like
Hard.
Panama's a few years behind us. So,
so well, I mean, I don't know if they're maybe not knowing the rules or if this
I
is
don't know,
something they just they're just like, we don't have the space outside to do it. Or, I don't know. Maybe it was just doing it in the gym. Because I learned in college, I learned how to play pickleball in the gym. So there wasn't courts outside.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, kind of, I was maybe giving you a little assignment for the sports ball since
did you learn to play pickleball in college? You said
I did. I learned in 2000. I took pickleball as a class
at Abilene Christian.
At Abilene Christian University.
Now, when you had gym class, did you have to wear the long skirts down to your ankles?
We weren't Pentecostal.
Oh, you're not Pentecostals? Okay.
No, we're not Pentecostal. Church of Christ. We just couldn't use instruments. It's all a cappella. A cappella.
Isn't that what you got in trouble for, playing with instruments?
Yeah. Thinking about playing with instruments.
I'm on the organ.
I never acted on it.
Shock therapy for playing the organ.
Now get in the cold ice bath. Yes. But yeah, I took pickleball in 2000.
Okay.
There are a few variations of pickleball that can be played in a racquetball court. FYI.
There you go.
Good.
SCP's done my job. I'm good.
There you go.
Yeah, you're done.
Well, I just thought it would be interesting because I have a video. It was absolutely crazy.
You can give more information, Shiloh,
Yeah.
but there you go.
Because we started playing pickleball last year, and I mean, it's hard.
It's hard enough without walls
I know.
in the way.
Yeah.
And it's really big. Like there was a pickleball championships at Brookhaven.
Yeah. It's
Brookhaven,
big everywhere.
Pickleball has had a glow up the last
Yeah.
few years for sure.
I drove by Cold Park today, and the weather was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like 5 o'clock or whatever.
Sure.
There were it looked like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Waiting to play pickleball. I'm like, I like pickleball, but not that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
To stand there for hours.
We go early in the morning. That's the best time. But then we kind of
when all the college kids are hungover, we go early.
Yeah. The rare times that we're not hungover.
All right, so let's get to our special guest star.
Woo-woo!
Co-stars. Becca, welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
She's like, how do I get out of this? How am I done? Am I done already? Oh my God. So Becca, what are you going to talk to us today about?
The topic is mission trips.
Awesome.
And kind of how I got into it and why I got into it and all that sort of stuff. So I guess I'll dive right in.
Yeah.
Dive right in.
For it.
Go for it.
Okay. So I've wanted to go on a mission trip for as long as I can remember. It was just something that I wanted to do. And I was kind of chicken about it. Like church would offer these trips and I was like, well, I don't really know anybody going. And so I never took the plunge. And then I was working for a company that had something called Heart and Soul, where they give 5 days for employees to volunteer and you don't have to take PTO. And then in addition to that, they were organizing a mission trip to Guatemala. And so I thought, now or never, Becca, like you have no excuse. You don't have to take PTO. There's going to be people there, like just freaking go. And so I did. I went with the company that I worked with, and it was interesting because I went sort of expecting that I was just going to be washed over with this feeling like it's, going to change my life immediately. And this is going to be like any other experience. And I honestly didn't feel that the first time I went. I had a connection with the other people that I was volunteering with. I had more of a connection with them than I did with the treasures. They call the people that we were building houses for treasures. And I liked them, I enjoyed them, but I didn't feel this connection that I was expecting to feel. But so I went back the following year, and I honestly went back because of the people that I had volunteered with. And then I started building the connection with the treasures. And so we were volunteering in Guatemala City, and it's a city dump, and so people have built their homes around the dump, and they scavenge to make their living. Many of them do. And so we just went, and you would walk around the community, and they'd say, the gringos are here, the gringos are here. And you get the kids following you around and stuff like that. And it was probably the third year in when I had that feeling that I had expected all along. It just washed over me, and it was like, oh my God, this is what I've been thinking I was.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I laid in bed one night and just tears, just like I couldn't stop them. And I was like, oh, this is what it's all about, And on that same trip, I met a girl. She was a 14-year-old girl that we were building a house for. Her name is Oneda, and she was remarkable. And I decided to sponsor her, and I think that was the turning point for me. So I went back, and of course we didn't get to go for COVID, and we were supposed to go last year. But at the week before, they canceled the trip because there was political unrest in Guatemala. They were protesting the election and all that sort of stuff. So I hope with every fiber of my being, I'll get to go back this year. So
awesome.
How many times have you been then? How many times total?
I think it's 4. It was the 5th year that we were planning to go that COVID, and then COVID happened. So.
And do you guys still go with the same group? Did I interrupt you, Shannon? Sorry.
No, that's what I was going to ask the same question.
It's a subset. So we always go with the kind of the person that organizes the group every year. We go with her and her husband, and then there's there's probably like 6 of us that go every year. So, and we all work at different places now. Well, a couple of us still work together, but we've spread out, but we still do the trip together.
And how big of a group goes? I mean, you said that you've got 6 of you that normally go, and then the 2 sponsors. So that's a group of 8 to start with. So how many?
Depends on. So one year we had like 12 people. One year we had like 20 people.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just depends.
Yeah, it kind of depends. But we have found we like it in the smaller groups, because everybody wants to feel like they're helping, everybody wants to pitch in, and the reality is sometimes those places are small, and so not everybody can be inside working and all that. So you play with the kids, or you do different things, but it's easier to get a smaller group. And sometimes we build multiple houses, and actually we've started leaving Guatemala City and going to the countryside to Chiquimula. And we're building not houses there, but hygiene units and stoves and stuff like that. So it's kind of
awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you stay when you go?
So when we were in Guatemala City, we stay at this place that's called Mahen. It's kind of like a dorm, and it's just there are all kinds of people staying there, and they're on various mission trips and all that stuff. So not everybody is there on my mission trip. And they do all the food and all that stuff for us. When we went to Chiquimula, we actually stayed in a hotel, which was different than what we had experienced before.
Yeah, my
What was
parents.
the hotel like?
It's like a hotel.
Just decent, like yeah. Okay.
My parents have been to Guatemala on a mission trip several times, and they've gone out. They were in Guatemala City. They were in the countryside, and they were building. I don't know if they were building a school one time, or I know they were making back to school bags for the kids to carry their stuff to school. It was just, I don't know, they don't have a lot down there.
there's all kinds of need.
Yeah. It's
When you're first going on, did you ever worry about being safe? Like any
Um,
or any times you've been, I guess, has there any been concerns about your safety or?
So I was nervous at first just because I had never been and I didn't know what to expect. But the person that organizes the trip, like she had several calls and kind of walked us through what to expect. And we volunteer through an organization called Potter's House, and they are extremely cautious. So when we're in the city, we actually have an armed guard walking behind us at all times. We didn't have that when we were in Chiquimula, but we did have it in the city. But I think like we didn't feel, I never felt threatened. There was one time, just once when we were there, when they made all of us get in a house and stay. They said, stay here. And apparently there were some thieves or something that the cops were chasing, and they had run into the dump community. But it lasted like 12 minutes or something like that. And they were like, everything was fine. So, I've always felt very safe. I know that Potter's House would never take a risk. And, perfect example is the fact that they last minute canceled our trip because of the political unrest. They were like, we don't want anything to happen to you guys. So
how's the shopping down there? I'm kidding.
well, you say that. So couple trips we went, we would go into Antigua and have a day for people that had never been to Guatemala, and they have like a market and stuff. And so you can go pick up souvenirs and stuff like that. So we did have one day of, kind of the touristy kind of thing going on.
Nice. As a whole, what is the country like? Is it a pretty country, or is it kind of like, I think the countryside's pretty, isn't it?
It's pretty. It's hard to say the city is, because we spend so much of our time at the dump.
Mm-hmm.
And then even driving in, you see, there are just lots of landfills and stuff like that. So it's a poor country.
Yeah.
The first year I was there, I took a lot of pictures, just of things stacked up around the community. And that, I think, is what you might expect to see in a community that's, surrounded or around a dump.
Mm-hmm.
But the people are amazing. I love the Guatemalans. They are
awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. They're so grateful. They see you around the community and they give you a hug, or they just want to chat with you and tell you their story. And they're amazing.
You mentioned that you met a 14-year-old girl and you were sponsoring her. What does that mean exactly? How are you sponsoring?
So she was in the Potter's House organization, and so it was school. So she went to school there. They provided lunches for her, and so I paid a monthly fee to support, her lunches and stuff like that.
Nice.
And then separate things like you could donate to give bags of food to the family. And so they would take a bag of rice and beans and stuff like that. You could do that. So it's just opportunity to help the family out. And then got to do some fun things like buy her school clothes, ready for 1 year as she would go to school and stuff like that. So it's just really cool.
So can anybody do that? Like help sponsor through Potter's House, or do you have to be part of this mission trip or?
No, you can. There's a website, the Potter's House website, and they have a donation place to do that there. And you can do a one-time donation. You can do recurring donations, just whatever.
Nice.
I do mention that it's not the Potter's House in the Dallas area, though. They're not affiliated.
Okay.
It is different.
So would you consider,
that's really big here. So yeah, there would be confusion. Yeah.
Would you consider going somewhere else other than Guatemala, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I kind of feel it, it gets in your blood. You just want to do it. I do have to say that I was kind of surprised that you asked me to do this though, Andy, because I think Bud and Suzanne are way more qualified to talk about this.
Yes, but I know you've enjoyed it.
Yes. Yes.
And
So I have a. Sorry, Katie, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Eva's texting me, asking me a question because he didn't want to ask it. So when you said Guatemala, he's wondering where's that at on the map? Is that close to Guam? Are
Spain.
those close by? Is it by Spain, Eva? Is that?
Eva.
That is false. I did not text, and I have the receipts. I'm just horrible with geography, so that's why they always make fun of me.
But
Central America, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like I've never done a mission trip as an adult. I went in high school, and we went to Denver. So we drove to Denver and like slept on the floor of the Methodist church. I grew up Methodist church there in Denver, and like had to go to the YMCA and shower. So that was like, freshman in high school, like this is the worst experience in your life. But like, we basically went to, I don't know, it's all through, like there's a bunch of other Methodist churches that all went out there too, but I don't know how, but like how the families got involved. But we basically went to whoever these these families were, and like whatever stuff they need to fix done around. I mean, there's obviously an adult who knew what they were doing, and they just told the kids, swing a hammer or whatever. But I mean, it's again, like it's obviously safe. We're in Denver, but I'm sure it's a very unique experience. But yeah, I mean, again, high school kid that you don't know what you're doing compared to like an adult who's like seeing the world. So
Yeah.
We did them in college as well. Well, I went to Abilene Christian University, so they did a lot of mission work, and they would go in the U.S., but then they would also go to Latin America as well. But they were during spring break, and I didn't want to give up my spring break, so I never went. So
Shocker.
I mean,
you're gonna find a Latin lover while you're down there, and
right? But all my friends, they would go and they would just come back and talk about the experience, and it was actually very interesting. I wish I would have gone because I wish I would have been able to experience that because I'm sure it would have changed some of my perspective back then. So
it's really cool. I remember hearing this story of this didn't happen to me, but one of the people that I was volunteering for was telling this story. They were building a house for this family, and when they finished, the little boy looked at the guy and he was like, "Have you ever seen anything so beautiful?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very.
That's great.
So
very moving.
What would you say to someone to get them to go on a mission trip? How would you what are 3 things you would tell them?
Like to get started, like well, I mean, I would, this is, if you are like me and feel more comfortable going with someone that or something like that, I would look through various organizations, whether it's your church or something like Potter's House website, and I would find something that speaks to you, whether it's domestically or whether it's a country outside of the US, and then I would just start having a conversation and doing some homework about what is what's entailed, and you do have to think about things like, what do I have to pay? Like, so for us, when we go, we have to pay for our airfare, and then we have to we donate to build whatever we're building, or we do fundraisers to do that. So you have to kind of do some homework and understand what it's going to cost you, what the accommodations are like, how many, I just do a little bit of homework. I would say that's where you start.
I know that when mom and dad went to Africa, they've been there 2 or 3 times to Sudan. They would take tons and tons of supplies, and like maybe half of them would make it, the other half would get stolen.
Oh, really?
We always take supplies, but they actually make it.
Yeah.
So
I think when they went to Guatemala, they didn't have any trouble, but I think it depends on where you go.
I totally believe that.
So
and so we load up our suitcases and then bring back empty suitcases, because any you didn't use, you leave there for the Masons and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and we always had, the Masons are there they actually know what they're doing. And so they tell us, and when we get there, if we're doing a house, the walls are already up. So the cinder blocks are already up.
Mhm.
We may or may not have to put the roof on, and then we scrape the cinder blocks so that we can stucco. We do the stucco, we do the painting, we lay the floor, the cement floor. So there, that's what we do in Guatemala. I'm sure it's different depending on where you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, we took supplies too.
That's fantastic. But I know it speaks to you. You can tell it speaks to you and to your heart that you're doing some good work for
Yeah, it's
people
very
that,
rewarding.
yeah.
You're doing things good in the world, and we're doing this crap.
But look, we're letting people know about the good stuff she's doing.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's why we have Becca on, so we can talk about the good stuff.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you, Becca, for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll have to come back and visit us again.
Absolutely.
Well, I have been a little worried that, you guys keep getting canceled and all that stuff. I'm like, what if my episode is
I think you're fine.
You're good. You're good.
And now we know Becca listens to the podcast. So okay.
Right?
Right?
Too funny.
She's one of our friends
She's-
who does.
Yeah, right. Unlike some others. So who just flat out admitted, yeah, he's like, I made it through half of the first episode. I'm like,
Right. Thank you
Thanks,
so
dude.
much, Becca.
very well?
You roll.
yeah, thanks, Becca.
Thank you.
So we can always add the organization information on the iFosh page if you want us to. Potter's House, if anybody's interested in that organization, donating or getting involved, because it is something worthy. And like you said, I think a lot of times people don't know where to start, especially if they're not like involved with the church or something. They're not really sure how to do something like that. So I think that would be good. And yeah, we can definitely do that.
Absolutely. I'll put it right under my multiple sclerosis walk page. For those of you who don't know, if you've
That's
just
only
been
the
there.
second time tonight. I don't know how
Wow,
we made
you're
it through
losing-
all this
He's
time.
wearing a
Yeah.
shirt. He doesn't have to say it. If you're watching the video, you can see his shirt.
Oh, but he does, Shiloh.
So, Sally Ann, how do they get in contact with us?
Well, they can get in contact with us via any of our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook. I think we're on X, formerly Twitter, and
Mm.
Oh,
TikTok.
we're on X now. Okay.
Just one X. Just one X.
Just
one
the
X.
one. Or they can email us if they'd like to email us. They can email us. It's ifosh99, IFOSH 99 at gmail.com. Send us a message if there's something you want to talk about, something you want to hear. If you have an interesting topic you want to discuss, or if you want to be a guest, we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Or if you want
And
to
Eva has something to say.
Shannon has.
Yeah, or or questions like that. If you want to know about tattoos or what Henny stands for or anything like that,
The
just
important
email us.
things.
Yeah, just email us. And Eva has something to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
One last thing. I mean, now that you mentioned MS, and I know. But did you just see who just revealed her battle with MS after she's had it for almost 15 or 10 or 15 years now?
Who?
So I know that we have Buffy fans on the podcast. Anya from
Anya,
Buffy
Yeah.
Oh.
has, yes, and she was recently in WandaVision. She played the
Mhm.
snooty little neighbor.
And she's
The
going to
bitchy
be
neighbor.
in
Agatha. She'll be in
Agatha,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she revealed her battle with MS, and I thought
Mhm.
maybe that was interesting because I was like, I love
Yep.
Anya. Anya was amazing. That's when I
Yeah.
started watching Buffy. So
Yeah, she comes
when
to
she came on.
She comes to the meetings.
Did she get a did she get a t-shirt like you've got too?
She didn't raise as much money as I did.
She doesn't have a t-shirt with her name on the back of it. Just
Right.
saying.
There you go.
Oh, good. Well, thanks
Awesome.
everybody. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks for hanging
Thank you.
out.
All right.
Yeah.
Tune in
All
next
right.
week. Tune in
We'll
next
be,
week.
you're gonna send us Oscar
Yes.
information
Yes,
this week.
yes, I'll send it. Can anybody does anybody get the their messages on their phone, or do I just want me to email it to you?
Phone, fine.
Like, can you download it?
if you use
Yeah.
3 of the 4 or 5 group texts we have for the podcast, this is all there.
Please.
Because I get my
Just pick-
messages on my computer, so I can download.
Just pick one. Just pick one of the group texts. That's fine. So,
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Becca,
good. It's all
Alright.
good.
Becca, thanks
All right.
again.
Thanks, Becca.
Thanks, Becca.
It was
All
good
right.
to see
Thank you,
you.
Becca.
Everybody
It
have
was
a good
great.
week.
Thank
I'll see you
you.
next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.